So I got a new toy for myself. Worked with my brother and made an axle bar for deadlifting. So I just kind of screwing around with it. Whenever I had bought the bar, it's just an inch and a half cast iron pipe, and I was thinking, oh, let me just do some continental cleans. Maybe I'll do some axle bar deadlifting. It'll be fun, and it was. It was very nice to do. Just something kind of different on Saturday that I was kind of screwing around with before I was going to take a little break before I ended up working out for the day. Just something kind of fun and lighthearted. And I got kind of in the zone with it where I was feeling it. Did 90 pounds. It was actually kind of fun doing it. It was unexpectedly a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be, just because of the size of the bar. When I was at my peak, I was able to power clean, to clean about 180 or 285. But this is a whole another monster. One of the things that really kind of took me a little bit to get the hang of was catching the weight on my stomach, just because there isn't a whole lot there. And so I really have to kind of like lean back to get that feeling. And I really wasn't getting it as consistently until I started hitting 120, 130, which I was able to hit fairly well. The 120, I believe, yeah, definitely able to start catching on my stomach there, getting a good flip there. And I was kind of following Alan Thrall's instructions on that, with having to pop up, and as you're catching in your stomach, you can swap your hand that's facing the reverse grip to be able to grab the bar and keep going in kind of one more fluid motion. And I was practicing a lot with the empty bar and felt pretty comfortable with it, so I just incorporated it right away, because I felt like I had the coordination for it, and I was doing fairly well. You really can't see it because my hand is behind the plate there, but I was getting it. Not too many problems there. And the only thing that was kind of really tripping me up was the transfer from my stomach to the shoulders, which is exemplified going into here with the 140. I got a little cocky, and so it's something you got to be careful with new exercises, as you're learning them, because you can hurt yourself. I did it right there where I sprained my wrist. So sprained my right wrist. Did not feel great to do that. It doesn't feel 100% yet. It's like, it is Tuesday right now. It's about 3 days later. It's at like 60%. I didn't think it was super bad at the time on Saturday because it wasn't hurting as much yet. So I just kept trying. Think maybe I just tweaked it to be able to keep going, and tried getting it. And I probably made it worse there when I was doing it. And again, just felt like, oh, I just kind of tweaked my wrist. It's not like anything too bad. And so I thought, hey, I'll try one more time. I got fairly close. What was catching me on this was the lack of rotation in the pins, which is because it's a pipe. There's no pin on the end. And I was able to get the weight to my stomach fairly well, but I just kind of felt my wrist. And I thought, you know what, this is done. I'm not going to be able to do any more than this. So that was kind of the end of that. The next day, I was just trying to feel how my wrist felt. I did some axle bar deadlifts. I did, and the bar only weighs 20 pounds. So that's why the weights are a little bit different, despite the plates that are on there. But I did 220, or sorry, I got to do this math in my head. 110 for like a couple reps. Then it was 200 and 5 pounds for a few reps. 200 pounds for a few reps. And then I bumped it up to 290, and then 310, and then 340. I tried doing 360, but that was a little difficult just because it was kind of falling out of my hands. The 340 took me 2 tries. One try without using chalk, and I had to chalk up on that just because it was coming out of my hands because I just sweat so much. And on the 360, I gave it 2 shots. First shot, had a pretty good go about it. Second shot wasn't too great. Didn't really break it off the ground that time. The second time I did 340 though, I almost passed out, which was very interesting considering that's not a super difficult weight for me to do on a regular conventional like deadlift bar. Going into this today, I just want to do something different. My wrist is feeling better, but not 100% to be able to bench or do overhead press. And I haven't really kind of pushed my squat in a while, so I figured, hey, I'll just kind of throw it out there and see what happens. So I did a warm-up of set of 10 at open bar, then the 5 at 135, 5 at 285, a double at 225, and then a single at 275 there. And I thought, you know what, that moved very well. So I'm going to try 315. I had been stuck at that for a while ever since I tore my shoulder, had not been able to get over that hump. But things have been going very well with training, and I felt that I had 315 in me pretty easily. So loaded that up on the bar. I also got 2 new plates the other day. Got those super cheap from a guy on Facebook, so that was nice to be able to grab those. Makes loading the weight a little bit easier when you get a little heavier. That 315 moved super smooth, so I was very happy with that. Going into the next one, I said, hey, let me do 345. After I was kind of aiming, hey, I think I can do about 350 or so going into this. So I had my dad spot me for this. I was 100% certain if I'd be able to get it up or not, but I had a pretty good feeling I'd be able to. And just kind of unracked the weight, went back and squatted it. There wasn't really much to it. It was a little bit of a fight getting up just because I hadn't done a weight that heavy. You can see me rocking forward a little bit onto the toes, so it wasn't the best squat that I've ever done, but I was able to get the weight up just fine. So that's a pretty good indicator of where I'm getting back to on this, being able to do it. I did attempt to try to do 375. I could definitely feel that I would have had it if I would have gone for it. But I just didn't want to take the chance with him spotting me. I just didn't think that if I thought that if I were to go down, he would try to help me up. It really wouldn't have ended too well. So I unracked the weight, just kind of felt it for a second and put it back. But left this in just because I don't do knee wrapping very often. I just wanted to see what it looks like from not my perspective of doing it. There's a couple of things that I might be able to do a little bit differently with wrapping my knees properly. My left knee felt good, but my right knee was not. Didn't feel as tight on the wrap as the left did. So I think I might have just started a little bit looser because I was able to get the wrap all the way around the left knee and then get it right back in front, basically on top of it to get that tucked. And I'm curious what my walking looks like coming off from this. I haven't watched really this clip yet, but I could definitely tell there's a difference in the tightness because my left knee, like I could feel the blood being cut off a little bit in the left leg, but not so much in the right, which was another thing that kind of made me think, I better not. Just because my left leg is stronger already, giving it more spring on it probably wouldn't have been the smartest decision. But easily unracking the weight, feeling it and going, no, that's not going to happen today. So went ahead and just racked that. After this, I decided, hey, I just kind of want to do some unracking of the weight with some pins. So I just knocked it up to 440, 200 kilos. Something I'm not in anywhere close to being able to squat right now, but just wanted to put something on there to just kind of feel the weight. And it's heavy. It might have been useful to lower the pins, maybe, or lower the squatter arms just by one more spot. But this was it was not light. So overall, just kind of trying to feel better. I think I'll be fine by Saturday, as long as I don't keep stressing out my wrist and making things more difficult than it is. I may or may not post a workout on Thursday. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. If it's feeling all right, I might do some trap bar deadlifts and just kind of max that out and just kind of feel that out, just because I haven't done that in a while either. So just taking it day by day and making sure I feel better.